This is not your ordinary musical performance. In fact, very few people in Ottawa know they hear a free performance every weekday. Gordon Slater works here on the 7th floor of the Peacetower as a musical voice that is heard but is never seen. Like other full-time jobs, Gordon starts his day at 9 o'clock. But while most are having their lunch break, he is at the beginning of the most crucial part of his day.
The name of my job is Dominion Carillonneur of Canada, and my job is to play the Peacetower carillon in a regular series of recitals, and also for the special needs of the parliamentarians as they come up.
Gordon is the 4th Dominion carillonneur. He was in Toronto when he heard about this interesting job position.
When the 2nd Dominion carillonneur was retiring, his name was Robert Donnell, in 1975, auditions were held to replace him. 2 people auditioned, Emilienne Allard from Montreal and me. Allard won the audition, and they had intended to make me his deputy. They liked the way I played, had intended to make me his deputy so that I could slide in when he retired at 65, but they didn't get around to it fast enough, and he died. They called me on the phone and said, we don't think the situation of carillonneurs in this country has changed significantly in the interim. Would you like the job? I called back 20 minutes later and said, yes, please.
Gordon has been thankful ever since he got the job 29 years ago. He knows the bells from top to bottom.
We're at the top of the belfry right now.
The upper belfry is located under the clock mechanism and has 47 bells. As a musical instrument, the Peacetower carillon contains 53 bells. The bells are arranged to the upper and lower belfries to produce beautiful sound.
So the whole carillon was an instrument put together at one time by one maker, a complete musical entity. We're on the floor below the little bells where these medium-sized bells are located. And as with any idiophone, as they get bigger, the sound gets lower in pitch, as we say in music, or lower in frequency, as the physicists would say.
The keyboard room is located in the middle, while the lower belfry is at the bottom with the 6 largest bells.
I'm standing under one of the larger bells. This is the clapper of the bell. And you can see my breath because it's March and it's minus a lot. I can push the clapper against the bell and make a sound. Here we go. And again, a little louder. The reason I can do that so simply, as I say, is because there's a big spring helping to take the weight of that clapper. There's nothing to diminish its considerable mass, several hundred kilos, but it does enable you to control the clapper very well to play soft or loud music. The Peacetower carillon is the voice of the Peacetower. And of course, the Dominion carillonneur controls that voice.
It's now 12 o'clock, and Gordon is ready to start.
The next myth that I might bust for you would be that there is no computer doing this performance. It is a person, usually me, sitting on this bench, playing this keyboard to make the music.
Every day, many people hear the sound of the carillon, but don't really think about the man behind the bells. By day, Gordon Slater sits alone on the 7th floor of the Peacetower as the Dominion carillonneur. By night, he stands before many musicians as the conductor of a 65-piece divertimento orchestra. The divertimento orchestra rehearses here at the St. Thomas Aquinas Church every Thursday evening. Jennifer Hall just started playing the violin with divertimento. She says Gordon is a great leader who has high expectations.
I don't know, he has a lot to bring, a lot of experience and a lot of neat little stories about this composer, that composer, or, you know, what symphony was played by what orchestra when. He has high expectations of us. For an amateur orchestra, I think we're the only one in Ottawa that requires an audition. So he really, you know, he's like, this is not a place where you come and practice. Like, you need to be on the ball by the time you get here. So it's good. I mean, we produce good products at the end of it. So.
Lois Siegel has played with divertimento for about 5 years.
He's definitely a leader. He tells us exactly what he wants, but he does it well. And I've heard other people in other orchestras sometimes complain about their conductors, or the conductors change all the time, and that's not good. So we have a consistent conductor, and he's very clear, he's very good on what he wants.
I had a lady working with me for 17 years. I eventually married her, and she's my wife, Elsa. She is the principal flute player of divertimento and also its personnel manager. Elsa and I met in Toronto in an orchestra pit. Elsa with her flute, me with my bassoon. Remembrance Day is a very special day for this carillon in particular. And I think of that remembrance every day before I play. This is what this instrument does. It bespeaks the sacrifice that Canada made in the First World War, and by extension connotes and promotes peace.
When all of the bows, bells, and strings are taken away, Ottawa is still left with the unique music played by Gordon Slater. For the 25th hour, I'm Diana Ginsburg.